Joey Aguilar, had Max Gilbert hit a 43-yard field goal, would be the story of college football right now. He would be the story of college football. He absolutely played his heart out. He was fearless in the pocket yesterday. May just listen. The deep ball is night and day compared to last year. He's giving dudes opportunities to make plays, and Chris Brazzell absolutely stood out, of course, player of the game. Unbelievable performance. And I think somebody deleted their chat earlier, but called the deep balls a fluke yesterday. I'm sure you're a Dogs fan, or maybe you're an uneducated Tennessee fan. Let me explain something to you. When a wide receiver goes up and head tops a cornerback in a 50-50 ball and then runs into the end zone, you don't just get to say, well, since it wasn't a perfect ball in stride, that doesn't count. Buddy, the receiver made the
It counts.
play. The receiver gets
Yeah.
credit for
Yeah.
making the play and head topping the cornerback and running into the end zone. You have to give credit to the receiver. Like, that's a tougher play to make than just running right by somebody and getting hit in stride. That's actually a tougher play to make. So to say something that stupid is interesting. That is interesting. And listen, we welcome all chatters. It's fine. But that was a stupid thing to say, and we'll give you a pass. You get one stupid thing to say per chat, but like that's really dumb to say. That wasn't a fluke
Listen,
happening.
be
Like,
careful what you say in the chat after a tough loss to Georgia, folks, because Austin might eat you up, okay, for
dude,
dinner.
listen, here's the thing. If you start 14 for 14 versus listen, we can all agree the Georgia defense has been the best defense in the country for 5 years under Kirby Smart. You start 14 for 14 for over 200 yards, there is nothing less fluky than that. Like, it is the opposite of a fluke. That is absolutely balled out. And then when we got down, when it felt like the game was slipping, what did Aguilar do, dude? He kept us in the game. He kept taking deep shots, no matter how many times he got hit. And he wasn't getting hit a lot. The offensive line deserves credit for that. But the point is, he stayed in this game. Even when the moment got big, man, everyone was chanting his name in the stadium. He had 102,000 people wanting to make the plays, and he kept delivering, dude. He kept delivering time after time and time. And listen, the two interceptions, you know, both of them, the second one in particular was definitely a bad throw. Okay, that was a bad decision. The first one was like right before the half, and there was probably a missed penalty. Like, it was one of those underthrown deep balls that, can result in a flag at times. It was double coverage. It wasn't a great throw. I'm not like defending the throw, but at the end of the day, it wasn't. I don't put as much blame on Aguilar in that one, because again, it was more like one of those arm punt situations, Blake, that we talk about. Overall, man, he balled out. Like, and that was partly the receivers. The receivers were making fantastic plays, especially Brazzle. Um, but yeah, man, I mean, that's just, it gives me so much more hope. And it also tells me, listen, like, we kept criticizing the receiving core last year, but like, we said, oh, we don't have good receivers. We were wrong. It was the
We
quarterback.
did have a
It
good
was the
quarterback.
quarterback, dude. It wasn't the wide
Yeah.
receivers. It was never the wide receivers. It was always the absolute. I just people, and we'll get into the set because it is a therapy session. I feel like I deserve to talk a little crap about Nico after this heartbreaking loss. People, give me a break. I deserve it this week.
Yeah.
Okay, it was heartbreaking. It was a tough week on all of us, and then you have the heartbreaking loss. We deserve to talk a little crap about Nico. He was awful. It's a miracle that we won 10 games with that man last year. An absolute miracle, Blake.
Yeah, 1,000% a miracle from the Almighty, because man, we're gonna get into that, folks. If you're just joining us, if you didn't see the top of the show, we are gonna have a little therapy session at the end. Some more hate watching happened this week, and we got to talk about it because we need the therapy, absolutely. But Austin, I really still believe Joey Aguilar is going to end up being the story of college football. I really do. I might have my orange tinted glasses on right now, but dude, this guy was going to quit football to become a fireman. And now he is lighting up one of the best defenses in the country in front of hundreds of thousands of fans after 2 months of being in the program, brother. After he was left for dead, nobody wanted him. Which, by the way, if he had stayed with UCLA,
Oh,
obviously he was going to have a terrible, like that.
oh.
That team is just, again, we're going to talk about that. But and Austin, look, I don't want to jump the gun, but I'm already seeing a couple people whisper, wait a minute, do we need to start do we need to start talking about a dark horse Heisman? Okay, look, yes, the 2 interceptions. Obviously, not. I anticipated he was going to throw his first interception in this game. I really did. It was bound to happen eventually. But man, what a freaking story, dude! And
Yes.
God, I am so
Uh,
pumped about this story with this
and
guy, man.
I
This
gotta
is
say,
incredible.
I agree with everything you said, dude. You're 100% correct about everything you said. Sam made a great point in the chat. I actually forgot Staley slipped on that throw because I was in the stadium. We didn't get to see the replay. That's the thing about being in Neyland, Blake. They don't show you any replay if it was negative or not. Like they don't. If it was a negative
Yeah,
play
yeah.
against the Vols, that thing is getting buried in the archives. They're never going to show you that. And I forgot the slip happened. And you are right about that. That was a tough break too. But dude, you're 100% correct. And I hate talking about Heisman this early in the season. So
No, yeah,
but
yeah.
dude,
I'm not saying it.
you
I'm
are
not saying it. I'm
100%
just
correct
saying.
though. A man who is going to quit football, and then not to mention, like, dude, listen, we lost the game, so it sucks. We can't rub it in all these people's faces. But like, how many people wrote us off for dead after
Yes,
Nico
yes.
left? I mean, we even have. Here's the thing. We even have some of our fans. I actually maybe did some tweeting last night and retweeted someone who said was like basically building up excuses for the game, and he added Nico leaving in May. It's like, people, Nico leaving in May
No,
was the biggest blessing in the universe, dude. We would suck if Nico didn't leave in May. Without Aguilar coming and saving this offense, we would have been absolutely awful this year. Okay, he is the only
a
reason we
rare
were in this
Vegas
game.
L,
Yes,
a rare Vegas L because Vegas dropped our
yes,
win total
yes.
after Nico left, but we are seeing in real time that Nico was the problem and that Aguilar increases our chances to win.
And Ryan's making a great point in the chat. Now I'm losing it, Blake, because I'm getting
Now
fired
you're
up
getting
as fired up as I was at the game yesterday. Joey's a true underdog story, and that's the thing, and that's why I felt
yes.
like if he wins this game, he's the story of college football. And dude, he couldn't have done anything more to win the game. That's the thing. That's why I'm gutted for him. I'm gutted for the team, and I'm gutted for Max, like people are saying in the chat. You have to sympathize with the kicker, man, because again, it's a spot
Yeah.
that nobody wants to be in, right? Dude, your boy, I can't kick, but if I could kick, I'd shank that kick. Like, are you kidding me? It's the
Yeah.
most high pressure
Oh,
kick ever. Like, come on, man. So I do
yeah,
feel
and he
bad.
looked he looked scared too.
He did.
Got to feel bad for the kicker.
People kind of knew Max was going to miss the field goal because the body language wasn't there. Aguilar was unfazed this entire game. Never looked like he was overwhelmed by the moment, man. Never. And has he been able to do that on the road yet? No, just because he hasn't been given the opportunity. So we have to see how he responds on the road when he's not in front of his home crowd. However, in a game where, and if you all were at the game, and if y'all were at the game, you know this, in a game where the fans were chanting Joey, Joey, Joe, you have 102,000 fans chanting your name, and you know what this means for this team. Like, if you beat Georgia, then you can go on and do some very special things this season. Never faced by the moment, like not a single time. His face was just stoic, just ready, and that's why if again, I'm kind of hesitant to give people like record predictions right now, and if we're going to beat this team or that
Yeah,
team or
yeah.
whatever. But I'm
Right.
confident in that. That's not going to go away. That's just Joey Aguilar's makeup, man. That is Joey Aguilar's makeup, and that excites me. That's one real reason for
Yes.
optimism is that mindset, that headspace, that leadership. That is extremely exciting going forward the rest of the season.
Absolutely. 1,000%. And that's honestly my biggest reason for optimism is Joey Aguilar absolutely coming out of this game.